It's time to take off your clothes, enjoy clothes-free living, and join us for Naked, Nudists, and Naturists.
Welcome to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, the show that celebrates clothes-free living for all. I'm your host, Frank Stone.
And I'm your correspondent, Lisa Monroe, and I'll be reporting on all things within the Naturist community. So it's time to get naked and join us.
And enjoy clothes-free living on Naked, Nudists, and Naturists. Welcome in to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, episode 3 today. We're glad you're with us. The place where we celebrate clothes-free living for all of the right reasons. We always say this, everybody always says this, we were born naked. For heaven's sakes, why did we ever get dressed? It's just much better to live your life without clothes whenever and wherever possible. Just a couple of other comments on naturism. I've been doing it so long, and I understand the lifestyle well enough that I can almost always tell when I meet somebody if they are into naturism. And maybe I can't tell right away. Often I can, but it might take a while, a few meetings, a few conversations before I pick up on the fact that they have this inner peace. They have this inner glow. They have this inner, really self-confident feeling about themselves as well as their body. Well, good morning, Lisa Monroe. How are you today?
Good morning, Frank. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Not bad. You're all extra naked today, which is really the only way to go in life, right?
Absolutely. I really hate to have to get up and get dressed and go anywhere. So, nice way to live.
I wanted to talk to you today. You remember Stéphane Deschênes owns Bare Oaks Naturist Park near Toronto and also has his own podcast, the Naturist Living Show. He wrote a blog article, I believe in 2014, so 9 years ago, about people, particularly women, but men too, throwing sarongs on at naturist parks or nudist beaches or facilities like that. And he had a significant problem with it, as do I. But what is your take on that? Everybody's naked except 2 or 3 people have a sarong on. What's going on with that?
Well, when I first read that article, I have to admit that I thought, sarong, what's wrong with a sarong? And I guess from a female standpoint as opposed to a male standpoint, then you think of, oh, they're accessorizing. It's like putting on a pair of earrings. Mm-hmm. But as I read through the article and thought about it, and then I realized that he has a point, that the second, and it comes back to that always being body shamed when people were allowed, like during the Renaissance, to be more open and the body was celebrated and so forth. And then, that whole Victorian movement comes in, the Puritans come in, and suddenly it's body shaming again. So it always comes back to body shaming.
Well, you're listening to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists. We appreciate you being with us for episode 3. As I've mentioned a couple of times, a brand new episode every Saturday morning. You can check that out and get ready for the weekend. And our website again, nakednudistandnaturists.com. And our email address, we want to hear from you early and often, nakedforevermore@gmail.com. Well, let's get to part 1 of my interview that I did with Stéphane Deschênes. As I mentioned, he is the owner of Bare Oaks Family Naturist Park near Toronto. Make sure you stop in and say hello. He also has his own podcast, the Naturist Living Show. You can find that wherever podcasts are. And he's also the current president of the International Naturist Federation. So let's get to it right now. Part 1 of my interview with Stéphane Deschênes. So let's bring him to the show this morning and find out what's going on in his life and in the world of naturism. Did I do okay on the semi-French pronunciation of your name?
You did very well. Yes, very well. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
And even more challenging than my name is the town, which is East Gwillimbury.
Holy cow.
So that's where Bare Oaks is located.
Right.
Actually, if you want a little side note, that's not very relevant to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Gwillimbury is named after Lady Gwillim. Lady Gwillim Gwillim is the maiden name of the wife of John Graves Simcoe, who really founded Toronto. He was the first representative of the Crown to found Toronto and what was then became Upper Canada. And what's interesting about Elizabeth Gwillim is that her middle name is Posthuma. So she was Elizabeth Posthuma Gwillim because her mother died in childbirth. And I thought that was always kind of a big trip to put on a child
Yeah.
to basically name you Elizabeth. You killed your mother at birth, Gwillem. But,
Well,
yeah.
hopefully she did okay with that. Again, you've been listening to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, Episode 3. Plan to join us for every single one of our shows here and have your clothes off when you're listening. We have our clothes off when we're broadcasting, enjoying the naturist life.
We celebrate clothes-free living for all. Remember to enjoy being naked and join us again for Naked, Nudist, and Naturist.
We drop a brand new show every Saturday morning, so come back and join us. Have your clothes off when you do for Naked, Nudist, and Naturist. Have a great clothes-free day.